Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Project S3. So today what we're going to do, we're going to be working underneath the car today. You see I got my light on already. I'm going to connect up my prop shaft, and once we get the prop shaft connected up, we will be in a good position to then stick the subframe. So we're going to get all of that in today, and we also need to connect up our turbo here. Nope, the turbo's already connected up. We're going to connect up the exhaust that's hanging loose and then do all the connections underneath. And then we've got a couple of pipes down there that just need to be connected up. You can just see them there, these pipes here. Those are water pipes, so we just need to put those into place. And then, depending how we get on, will depend if we attempt to start the car. We're certainly going to be priming the engine. So let's crack on. We're going to get underneath the car and get that prop shaft sorted. Okay, turbo time. So we need to connect up the exhaust pipe to the turbo, and as well as doing that, while I was under the car, I noticed that this was missing. When I was trying to connect the exhaust, I was wondering why it was so high, and the reason why and why it wasn't connecting towards the engine, and that's because this was missing. So I'm going to disconnect that, get back underneath the engine, and then connect that. But first of all, I think I'm going to connect, actually no, I'm going to connect that piece there, but I'll do that off camera. So the next thing you'll see is me connecting that there. Okay, so exhaust system is now all connected up and down below as well. So the next thing we're going to do is get our subframe, which you can see down here. We're going to put him in place, but just before we take the subframe out, I'm going to be taking out this water bottle, because the water bottle, I think, in fact I know, is full of water and oil. So it's got a lot of oil and water contamination. So there might be chances are we may have to replace it if we can't clean that out. So if anyone could come up with any suggestions on how to clean oil out permanently from a dispenser, that'd be much appreciated. In the meantime, let's get this on the jack and jacked up into place. The last time I did one of these subframes, it was a challenge because they're quite heavy, and I'm using my jack as ballast, but we should be okay. Yeah, we should be okay. Let's get this in, and then once we get this in, we can then start looking at potentially starting the car. Okay, so that's the water bottle, and yes, it is full of oil. It's got oil and water in there. You can see the creamy residue in there. So I'm going to make an attempt to clean it out, but I might end up buying a new one of these, because otherwise we'll always have water squirting on the windscreen, which is what we don't want. And that may also include changing the filler water motors as well. Right, let's get stuck into getting this subframe on the car. Okay, so as you saw from the time lapse, we've now got the subframe in place. It's not torqued up yet, it's just in place and it's tightened. We'll torque it up after. The whole purpose of that is so that we can get these two bolts here which hold the engine in place and stops it from rocking back and forth. Now there's one thing that we need to do underneath here. So this cable here goes into our oil connector underneath here. This is actually connected to the steering rack. So if I just get that in place, here it is. It's around this side. Get that plugged in, and then here we go. That's it. So that's our oil sender in place. Now we can connect up the steering rack power up above the car. Right, with the steering rack in place, we now need to wire up the steering rack. So we've got our power that goes onto the fuse box there. We've got our earth that goes up on here, and then we should have our connector down here with a little blue stripe on it. Okay, and so he goes into that connector there. So we'll connect that all up, and then the steering rack will be with power, and then we can go and connect the actual steering rack itself inside the car. Okay, so battery is in. We've got our power cable or earth cable connected up. Just got to connect these two wires up here, which I'll do in a second. But first of all, the most important thing, this car needs some blood. So we need to put some oil in the car. I might have to go out and buy some more because this car takes a little bit more oil than what I have purchased. But we can go and do that. But before we do anything and attempt to start this car, we need to fill this car with some oil. So let's go and do that now. Okay, so oil is in and we are at the right level. So the next thing we need to do is put the intercooler on, so you can see our pipe there and our pipe over there, and our intercooler is over here. So we'll grab that, we'll stick him in place here, and then we know that we've got a good connection, and then there's a big moment. We can attempt to start the car. Okay, so we've got the intercooler back on the car. Now we're in a position to give the car a test start and see if we can get this thing started. Okay, here we go, we're inside. So we're gonna get hold of the errors on the car. We expect that. Let's see what we got up here now. Hill hold unavailable. Okay, anything else? Right, so switch off engine and check coolant system. Yeah, well, at least that's working, because there ain't no coolant system in the car. Okay, so we've definitely got a lot of errors in the car, and we expect this because of the fact that this car does not have a lot of the systems in there. Steering malfunction, but you can continue to drive. Well, actually the steering wheel is not even connected, so that was the reason why. Right, let's get this camera mounted outside, and let's see if we can get this car started. Right, we're going to attempt to start the car now. Fire in the hole. Right, let's try that again. No. One more time. Unfortunately, the car didn't start. It's just not responding to the key. So I'm going to have to look and see what codes we have come up with. So yeah, the fact that I can hear the system priming, I know that we're getting fuel to the car, but it's just not ticking over. So it could be a bad earth, could be a number of things, but I'm going to do a couple of bits of testing first of all to see what that is, and then we'll come back and we'll try again. But never going to be defeated. We will get this car started. So by Thursday, this car will have started. Mark my word. Okay everyone, so that's the end of this episode. We'll be back on Thursday with this car, and it would have started by then. I think I may know the reason why the car has or won't start. I just did a little bit of research and some checking, and I found something that could possibly be the issue. If it is, I'll reveal to you what that is on Thursday. But by Thursday, I'm pretty confident that we're going to get this car started. So I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to subscribe down here, give us a thumbs up, share this video, and give us a like, because that helps us grow. So guys, hope you have a good week, and we will see you on Thursday.